So it's Tales from the Thrift today, and we got a lot of good stuff. We got Disney, we got Star Wars, and we got something else as well. So yes, welcome back. We've got an eclectic mix of things today. I'm not really sure where to start, but these are a few things that we have picked up from charity shops in the last month or so, and also we have found a new toy collector's heaven. Oh my goodness, this shop. I'm not really sure how we missed it, but first we're going to start with the charity shop bits. We did find some really good ones. One of the ones we went to had this in, which is a Walt Disney annual from 1973. Donald and Mickey's annual, actually, to be more specific. And this was one of those charity shops which are a little bit like a vintage shop as well, so potentially very expensive. However, don't know if you can see that. £1. Grab that so fast. I was like, quick, before they see it and change their minds, because that's how I always feel with Disney, that sometimes it gets priced differently in some of the shops. But this is so sweet. Look on the bottom. We got Scamp, Chip and Dale, Goofy, Huey, Louie and Dewey. And it's really nice condition. There's no scribbles in there. And it's so nice. All the little cartoons in there. Oh, Pluto. Yeah, this is a good one. Oh, and actually, we've got some Brer Rabbit in there. Bit of old Disney there as well. Oh, look! It's Edgar. I'm not sure you can see that. There we go. From Aristocats. Aristocats? I did not see this bit when I was flicking through the World of Disney at the back. How nice is this? Oh, it's lovely. Oh, and look, there's Roy Disney. An absolute gem. Look at all the characters. Oh my gosh, it's actually in really good condition. Really good for £1. So yeah, gonna be looking out for more annuals now. Look, it's the Beagle Boys. Oh my goodness. This wouldn't happen anymore. 65p? No, there's not actually any publishing on that. I'll have to look into that. But yes, what a great find straight off. Right, well, this was actually the only figurine that we found on our little charity shop trip. And it's Tigger. So, as you may have noticed, we don't feature any Winnie the Pooh on here because we just don't have any. I really love the... I'm not sure. See, I don't even know if it's the 70s or the 90s, the main film. I really love that. Grew up watching it, but it's such like an oversaturated market for Winnie the Pooh merch, I feel. So it's hard finding the right ones. I threw Tigger. Okay, Tigger's retrieved. But yeah, it was nice to find this one because he's got a really nice face. Really true to the character, I think. He's small and yeah, we were really drawn to him for some reason. So we did pick him up. But yeah, can be hard finding the right Winnie the Pooh merch. We did see in a charity shop the other day, I will put a picture in, this plate. They are the, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the company now. But there was like a whole set of them in there, but they wanted £10 each for them. Eek, I don't think that's going to happen. They were very nice. I have seen them on someone else's channel, but we were just umming and ahhing. And sometimes you regret those and ahs, sometimes it's for a reason. But anyway, so we have a little bit of Winnie the Pooh merch now. So tick for that. Now in that charity shop as well, we found this gorgeous book. Now, I don't know if you guys have these in America, but you know if it's a Ladybird book, it's going to be a good one. Because the artwork in there is always like really like, well, usually it's true to film. Though, a bit sad it's got a Merry Christmas message in for someone. Charlie didn't want this book anymore. That's fine, we'll take it. So 50p, and wow. I mean, it's a small room, don't have room for all this artwork, just for Hercules, but look at the muses. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm afraid I'm going to be cutting this up. How could I not make this into a print? Look at that. It's really hard to find his merch. I forgot he was called Zeus. I'm just scanning the page like, what's his name? Zeus, obviously. But yeah, hard to find really good Zeus merch. The same with Hades as well. There's an amazing Hallmark figure, but that's in the US. It's going to be a while till we find that one. But yeah, I just thought this book was gorgeous. So this is off Disney topic, by the way. Please in the comments let me know if you have seen this film and that you loved it, even though it was trippy. Fern Gully. What a film! So Robin Williams voices the bat. Bartok? Bartok? Is that his name? Oh, Batty. Okay, I thought he had a different name to that. That must have been something else. But anyway, Robin Williams voices Batty, and actually Disney tried to pressure him not to take this role because this came out 92, I believe, which is also when Aladdin was coming out, and obviously iconic as the genie, and they didn't want him to have that crossover of interest. Yeah, 92, just found it on the DVD. But he thought it had such a good message about the environment, deforestation, that yeah, he wouldn't pull out. And I think he actually took a lower fee on one of them or something. But yeah, oh God, we love you, Robin. We love you. Hannah had not seen it. I rectified that pretty quickly. Yes, let me know in the comments if you have watched Fern Gully. Do you have any Fern Gully merch? Is there Fern Gully merch? We don't really want to go down that road, but let's talk VHS. Is it crazy collecting something you had in your childhood that you had tons of, and then you just took to the charity shop, or I'm sure some people threw them away. We would not do that, that's wasteful. Is there any harm in making a little VHS Disney tower? No. Here's a little footage of what's happening at the moment. So, just collecting a few of, I was going to say the old favourites, any Disney really. So yeah, I just bought this one out so we could enjoy it. There is something so satisfying about VHS that you only really realise in hindsight of getting rid of them all in the, what, early 2000s? When did DVD come in? And then weird Blu-ray time. That was strange. I didn't get involved in that. Shall we do it? Oh. Who thought I'd be romanticising VHS? It's ridiculous, I realise. But let's just... Lovely. I don't care. I enjoy it. We enjoy it. $13.99. Look, there's Hyacinth. So yeah, VHS, discuss. Well, now I have a few little bits and bobs that were picked up randomly. I'm just gonna make a little pouch here to put them in. So my mum and dad are always on the lookout for Disney toys for their daughter in her late 30s, and came up trumps on this one. So we always get lots of WhatsApp photos through if they're near charity shops. These were particularly good. So we don't really have, I don't think we have any Alice in Wonderland merch. A lot of people collect a lot of that, don't they? I don't know if because there's such a lot out there because the copyright is over on that, so lots of people can make Alice in Wonderland merch, but yeah, it's not one of our favourites particularly. Would love the Tweedledee and Tweedledum Funko Pop, but I digress. This really cute little white rabbit figure, which I think is so nice. He is a particular favourite. I actually love the Mad Hatter. I called my guinea pig Mustard when I was a kid, just so I could shout Mustard like the Mad Hatter, obviously. But yeah, so a Mad Hatter thing might have to happen. And then the other one, they did find some others, but I thought this is going to be hard to show. It's a tiny Jiminy Cricket, and it's just so perfect scale-wise. Look at him! Is he focusing? I hope so. Oh, he is so cute. So he just sits on the Pinocchio cup back there. Perfect. Sorry, I had to stop because the dog was barking. Anyway, I picked these two up from the market stall in our town, and he hasn't had very much this year at all, but these two were little gems. Now it's Massimo, I believe. So this is Julia's dad from Luca. Oh, look at him! I wish he had Machiavelli with him. I think you can get a figure of him with Machiavelli. And I think these are like just Disney store playset figures. The guy on the market tends to have a lot of those. He didn't have any of the others, but Luca. But Luca we would like as a Funko Pop, but like these two were like £1. But I'm really pleased with him. Then the last little figure is this chap. So found him when out thrifting with my aunt in a local town, and he was in a little bargain box for 50p, so my aunt got him for me. We knew straight away, obviously, he's from something else. He's missing a lot. He's missing a hand and things, but he looked quite old and I couldn't resist him. And we looked at this bit on the back and she said, oh, I think he's probably like from a car or something. And one of my followers on Instagram, she really kindly sent me a message, and she had found out where he was from because I couldn't find him out. I was doing, that whole circly Google lens thing, and it kept coming up with different colour schemes and things for him. But she found out for me that he is from a tin toy from the 1980s, and I will put a picture in of what he's kind of like meant to look like together. So it is modelled on a 1908 car, but this toy was released in the 80s. And yeah, he just slots in, as you can see. It's like, yeah, damn shame not to have the car, but it wouldn't have been in like a 50p bargain bin had the tin toy been there, I'm sure. So yes, those were the little figures. And now, was so pleased when Hannah found this one. I think eBay or Vinted, I'm not sure. But, been wanting this guy for the Aladdin collection for ages. It's the Peddler. Oh my God. Absolutely thrilled to have this one. So this is one of the Funko Mini Mysteries. I need to look into these more because I believe there is a Jafar as the old boy in the cave. Got to have that represented. How cool would that look? Just underneath the Jafar Jim Shaw there. Definitely. I mean, that's the Peddler from the film, isn't it? It's just him. Oh, so pleased to find him for a reasonable price. A little like magic coming out of the lamp there. Perfect. Oh, he has been a little grail for ages. Joys of having a sausage dog. Right, well now he's finished, I shall continue. So now we are going to move on to that amazing toy shop. Okay, I will put a little bit of footage in this absolute Aladdin's cave. Oh, nice segue from the Peddler there. It's in this little like arcade area in an older part of the city, and we've been there before. It's not been open. Oh, we went in this day. The owner was in there and he was so nice, and picked up one of the Disney Wonderful World of Reading books. As we went through the door, haven't seen this one actually very much in charity shops, Prince and the Pauper, and he was like, oh, we'd said something about Star Wars as well. Oh, you girls into Star Wars and Disney? And we were like, yeah, we collect Disney particularly, and no usual sort of like, oh, okay. He was like, oh, okay, I've got a Disney drawer. I can get that out for you. Yes, sir. Definitely get the Disney drawer. There were some good things in there. I can't show everything because some of them are for gifts, but we did get some good things in there. What a place to have a rummage. And I had to get him to look up which film this was from. It's Toy Story 3, but this one is Twitch from, you know, Lotso's Crazy Gang. But he is so cute. I recognised him straight away. Just couldn't quite remember which Toy Story film. So straight away pulls up his phone. He's looking it up for me. And yeah. But then we found this. Now we don't have anything to represent Ducky and Bunny. And I'm just going to see if you can see this. Wrong way. The Toy Story shelf up there is getting a little bit full. Thinking we're going to have to migrate it down here, but for now we can't be having loads of big items. So Ducky and Bunny, and that's a really good representation of them. Just a little key ring for now. Oh my gosh, I love these two. Love these two. So that was a cute little find. Then we moved on to Star Wars. Well, and I moved on to Star Wars. We were talking about the different films and everything, and it's nice to have someone who isn't super like judgy for you coming to Star Wars through the Disney franchise of Star Wars, which we love as well. And anyway, he was showing some bits from the cabinet. He had a really, really terrifying Wampa. It would be cool to represent Wampa, but such a scary character. But do love a lot of the creatures from Hoth as well. And Hannah saw this Tauntaun and she had to have it. He is so brilliant. Oh, I don't need to do that, you can see it. But gross little aside, there is a flap here and here, if you can see. Because obviously in the film, sorry about your minutes, Hans Solo does get into the cover raise the dead Tauntaun. God, what a description to have. And he said people were actually like putting all bits and bobs in here to like take photos, and it's not this one. Oh God, I hope not this one anyway. And getting everything like stuck, putting like Han Solo figures and things in there. which is very funny and gross. But yeah, we are very pleased to have a Tauntaun in the collection now, and he's great. I think he said he was a film release, so he's made in Hong Kong, and this guy was so knowledgeable about all the toys in the shop. So yes, a film release one from, I think it might have been post film release, so I think this is more like 80s, this one. But yeah, thrilled to have that. And he had all sorts in there. Now, I think they're just UK, so, but maybe not. Do you guys remember Littlest Pet Shop? I will put a picture in. Some of these ones, he had them in there. Oh my gosh. So hard not to get involved with those. He also had like My Little Pony. And then we saw this. Okay, so first, funnily enough, the day before we had just watched this. This old classic, Don Bluth, Land Before Time. Oh, I know it's not Disney, but it's up there with the Disney greats, isn't it? And did you know, this is Luca Spielberg. Both of them involved in this. That's why it's so good. I know there are like millions of others of them after. That's fine. I wasn't interested in those. But, and had seen on, well, other people had these. I really wanted one. And in the cabinet, when we walked in, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. Spike! So this is a 1988 Pizza Hut hand puppet. Obviously for children with small hands. I do not have freakishly large hands. This is just for a child, you can see. Tiny. So obviously there were a few of these. There is Littlefoot, Sarah, Ducky, Peachy, and Spike. But he only had Spike. There is a little bit of kind of scuffing on the feet, but he reflected that in the price, especially given that it's an 80s toy. And it was just so nice to be in there, like, chatting with someone who's passionate about collecting as well. But oh my gosh, and we'd literally just watched the film the day before, and there he is in the cabinet. I mean, he's really not in bad condition. Like I say, it's just these kind of like scuffs here, really. But absolutely thrilled to have him. Oh, Spike. Yeah, there are some things other than Disney that just, they have to be snapped up. Land Before Time, Fievel, you know, as in like the whole American Tail franchise. Secret of Nim. Anyone remember that one? And, you know, like Fern Gully. Just those kind of like Don Bluth kind of ones. I know Fern Gully isn't Don Bluth, but, you know, we'll group that in. But yes, what a great find. And that place, that's going to be trouble. So that is everything for that little thrift haul. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know, are you recollecting VHS? Did you never get rid of them? Do you have any of those other collections, you know, those Don Bluth ones? And yeah, what do you think of those little Disney treasures? So the next video is going to be the Funko Pop Collection Part 2. So yes, that will be good. I've still got lots of really good gems to show you from that. So that's coming up soon. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave me comments. Love to hear from you. And if you're enjoying the content, give it a like and a subscribe. And I will see you again soon. Bye.